Michael Jackson, the king of pop, the man who changed music forever. But what if I told you his legacy is also one of the most controversial in entertainment history? Because for over 30 years, one question has followed. Was Michael Jackson understood, or was there more to the story than fans wants to believe? It all started in 1993, the moment everything began to fall apart. In 1993, Michael Jackson was on top of the world. Dangerous was a global success. He was preparing for a massive tour around the world, and then suddenly everything crumbled.
And fans, I wish to convey my deepest gratitude for your love and support. I am doing well and I am strong. As you may already know, after my tour ended, I remain out of the country undergoing treatment for a dependency on pain medication. There have been many disgusting statements made recently concerning allegations of improper conduct on my part. These statements about me are totally false. I am hoping for a speedy end to this horrifying experience to which I have been subjected. I shall not in this statement respond to all of the false allegations being made against me, since my lawyers have advised me that this is not the proper forum in which to do that. I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me. Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent.
A 13-year-old boy named Jordan Chandler and his family made allegations against him that will change his life forever. But here's where things get complicated. Because the case was never ended in a civil trial. It instead ended in a settlement. And that single decision will end up following Michael's life forever. You see, the Chandler family claimed inappropriate behavior had taken place between Jordan Chandler and Michael Jackson at his Neverland ranch. But no criminal conviction would ever happen. The case was resolved through civil agreement. But the thing about this is, why didn't the family want this to go to court? Why did they just want money? And I can answer that for you. You see, let's go back to May 1992 when Michael first met Jordan Chandler. Michael Jackson met Jordan Chandler in May 1992 after his car broke down in Los Angeles to rent a rig, a vehicle rental agency owned by Jordan Chandler's stepfather, Dave Schwartz. And with Michael Jackson being a big star, and you see this man in your place, you know you're gonna tell everybody that, hey, you saw Michael Jackson in your own facility. So that is exactly what Dave Schwartz did. He called his wife, told him that Michael Jackson was in his place of business, brought her son down to the rent-a-wreck to meet Michael Jackson, and that's how the men ultimately became friends. And also, while Michael was there, David offered Michael a free rental car if he jotted down his number and could stay in contact with him and the family. And through that time, since May of 1992 to mid-1993, Michael stayed in contact with the family, and there was no issue or nothing. Nobody was getting touched or diddled or nothing like that. And for every phone call that Michael had with Jordan Chandler, his mother was always around to supervise the conversation and make sure that nothing freaky or nothing weird was going on between the two during that time. As the bond between Michael Jackson and the Jordan Chandler family grew, they eventually started visiting Michael at his home at Neverland Ranch. And as they visited Michael Jackson at Neverland, Michael Jackson basically gave them everything they wanted, showered them with gifts, took them to Toys R Us sprees, took them to Disneyland, did everything that he did out of the kindness of his heart. It all leads up to May 20th, 1993, where Evan Chandler, the biological father of Jordan Chandler, meets Michael Jackson for the first time. It is important to note that Jordan and Evan did not have the best relationship during their childhood. Evan was basically a deadbeat dad doing whatever the hell he wanted, especially after he divorced his ex-wife, Jordan Chandler's mother. And it's also to note that Evan did not want anything to do with Jordan Chandler until he found out that Michael Jackson was in Jordan Chandler's life and showering him with so much gifts and things like that. But with Michael Jackson's generosity, he allowed Evans to come and stay with the family also for a couple of days. And out of nowhere, around like May 21st or 25th, something ended up in the tabloids saying that Michael Jackson had a secret family. And that caused confusion right there because people believe it was Evan's side of the family, which it probably was, but they were so completely focused on blaming Jude's side of the family, saying one of her friends that put it in the tabloids that he had a secret family. But let's be honest, if we put the dots together and we connect everything, we know it was either Evan Chandler or his brother that put that out there in the tabloids. We are not stupid, like, come on. Things started to go from weird to completely insane when Jordan Chandler's father, Evan Chandler, started requesting gifts from Michael Jackson. It suggested that he build a wing on his home and Michael paid for the full thing. And Michael turned it down completely. Like, obviously, why would I build something on someone else's home and it's not my home and I don't owe you anything? He kept doing this and doing this and doing these things like this. And Michael just continuously just turned it down and just know that this man was just out for money and out for gifts and not trying to benefit nobody. And what really sent Evan Chandler over the edge to go and make these false allegations about Michael Jackson was the day that Evan Chandler proposed a screenwriting to him. He wanted Michael Jackson to take this screenwriting. He wanted him to put it in front of his Hollywood execs to get him the bag, to get Evan Jordan Chandler a bag to get his guy to play out there. And Michael read over it and completely turned it down. And that was sent Evan Chandler over the edge. And that's when he pressured his son to make false allegations about Michael Jackson. Jordan Chandler's father even called June Chandler to talk about how Michael was avoiding him and all this, and then ultimately revealed his plan to June, to what he was gonna do to Michael if he continued to not speak to him.
This man is going to be humiliated beyond belief. He will not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen. Beyond his worst nightmares. Sell one more record.
This attorney I found, I interviewed several, and I picked the nastiest son of a bitch I could find. Once I make that phone call, this guy is just going to destroy everybody in sight. Any devious, nasty, cruel way that he can do it. And I've given him full authority to do that. It'll be a massacre if I don't get what I want.
If I go through with this, I win big time.
I will get everything I want, and they will be destroyed forever. They will be destroyed. June is going to lose Jordy. She will have no right to ever see him again.
Yeah.
That's a fact, Dave. That's what's
Does that help?
Michael's career will be over.
Does that help Jordy?
Michael's career will be over.
And does that help Jordy?
That's irrelevant to me.
And during rehearsal for the Dangerous tour, Michael was hit with the allegations.
I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me. Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent. I have been forced to submit to a dehumanizing and humiliating examination by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff Department and the Los Angeles Police Department earlier this week. They served a search warrant on me which allowed them to view and photograph my body, including my penis, my buttocks, my lower torso, thighs, and any other area that they wanted. They were supposedly looking for any discoloration, spotting, blotches, or other evidence of a skin color disorder called vitiligo, which I have previously spoken about. The warrant also directed me to cooperate in any examination of my body by their physician to determine the condition of my skin, including whether I have vitiligo or any other skin disorder. The warrant further stated that I had no right to refuse the examination or photographs, and if I failed to cooperate with them, they would introduce that refusal at any trial as an indication of my guilt.
With the detail of the brief that Jordan Chandler claimed that Michael Jackson done to him, it evolved into a strip search and body description on Michael Jackson, and later in December of 1993, where they take pictures of his genitalia and things like that, and what Jordan Chandler described. Luckily for Michael Jackson, the way Jordan Chandler had described his body was completely wrong. In January of 1994, after all the months of going back and forth in this court in these battles, and Michael Jackson eventually canceling the later leg of his Dangerous tour and putting himself in the rehab for his dependency on painkillers, Jackson ended up paying the Chandler family $15 to $25 million to get this to go away. After this, Michael thought it was done. He thought it was over, but it wasn't. This led Michael Jackson to be just dragged all in the media, called a PDF, called everything up under the sun. The media basically bullied Michael Jackson. for a little while until things died down as he tried to rebuild his career around the late 90s and early 2000s. And it would be a full decade later when a second family accused Michael Jackson of molestation.